Hello crochet friends and welcome back. We're working on our joy pillow and today we're going to start on lettering. So I've changed up my hook. I have a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook and I have this pretty green. It was called, I think medium thyme. I used it in another project and I like it. I think it looks really pretty with this buff. So I'm going to go with this. And to do the lettering, it's not hard. It's just going to take a bit of checking your chain on your project. So you're probably going to want your panel to lay flat somewhere and be able to see exactly what you have, because we are going to make a giant chain. And what we're going to do is we're going to make the chain and then we're going to go back and single crochet over it. But you're going to make the chain long enough to be able to do your lettering. So if this were a chain, we're just going to talk about this for a second out of just curiosity here. So if this were my chain, I'm going to try and make it long enough. I'm going to go like this a little bit so you can see. Try to make it long enough to do your lettering, okay? So that is your goal. When we're going to make the chain and then we're going to single crochet into the second stitch in. So just think you need maybe another extra stitch, just to give you a heads up with that. So sizing wise, I mean, however you want to write your joy on here, because it's going to be all one piece. Maybe you want a pretty swirly tail on it. So you have to just make your chain big enough to accommodate all that, okay? So that's what I'm trying to get at. So we'll make the initial chain, measure it, make sure that it's the proper length, and then we'll start single crocheting into it, okay? So let's get started on our chain. So we're going to take our yarn, and I've got my tail on the left here, and we'll make our loop and drop our working tail behind the loop. Go in with your hook, 3.5 millimeter hook, and pull that up on the shank. Okay, so we are just chaining. We're going to yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3. And I'm not even going to bother counting. It just depends on your writing, how big you want this to be or how small you want it to be. Maybe you just wanted to say joy in one little corner. I don't know. I mean, everybody has a different idea of fun, right? So you need to make this the length that you need it, okay? So just keep going along, pulling chain here, making this nice chain. And what we'll do is when we get to the proper length, when you can write out your word there, okay? And then we're going to single crochet in each one because we want it to be a little bit thicker. This is, I mean, unless you like it this way, that's fine too. If you like just the chain, not a problem. But I was going to single crochet just to make it a little bit thicker so, you know, you can see it maybe from across the room or something. So just a thought, but so I'm going to keep going along. It's probably going to be a very long chain. All right. So keep going along. Make your chain to the proper size, and then we will single crochet it. Here we go. Okay, once you get the proper chain, the proper length chain that you want for your project here, for your lettering, you want to go in the second chain from your hook. So here's the first one. We're going to go in the second one, and we're just going to single crochet all the way down. So your chain is probably pretty long. Mine is too. This is going to take a minute or two, isn't it? So we're just going to single crochet all the way down our work. And I'm going to leave you with this today because I'm figuring everyone has a nice long chain. Get this all ready. That's what we want to do. We want to get this all ready. And when we meet up next, we're going to need some pins. And I am going to actually use thread that matches this, this color here. And what we're going to do is sew this onto our panel. Now, I guess you could glue it. If you want to glue it, you know I'm not ashamed of the hot glue. I love it. I just find it so nice and easy. But I am going to sew this on here, and I will show you how to do that. But if you want to glue it, you are welcome. Just be very careful. It's acrylic, right? So it doesn't need a lot of heat, does it? So you know how that can be. But we are single crocheting all the way down. Now, if you had wanted to make individual letters, you could do that too. You just have to cut off your chain, you know, cut it and then start it again and make your next letter. You can do that also. Or I was also thinking if you wanted to do a lowercase j, or if you're doing another word, maybe you're not doing the word joy, maybe you're doing Christmas or something like that. That's okay too. You do you. But what I'm saying is if you're doing a lowercase, you can do maybe a little circle, a tiny little circle with your crochet. Maybe do a magic circle and go around it once and make the dot that way. Or you could use like a little snowflake button or a little star button or something like that. That would be cute too, and it would add a different dimension to your project. You know, it would give it a little bit of just something different. It's just thoughts. I like to throw out thoughts and ideas. I know that you have tons of them yourselves. If you want to share, please do. I'm always open to ideas. It's always so nice because y'all are creative. So pick your colorings, pick your size of your letters and what you want to do. But see, this is a long chain. If you're doing all this one piece like I am, it's going to take a little while to crochet it. And it's going to make a big curly cue for you. All right. But when you uncurl it, it does help you to see how your lettering is going to be on your work, okay? See how it's thicker this way, and I think it just makes it show up a little bit more. But no, I mean, if you want to do just the chain, not a problem there either. Whatever works for you, because this is our work of art, you know. So you have to do what you like best. So we're going to just go along. We're going to get all our lettering ready to go. When we meet up next, we're going to assemble our lettering and we're going to sew it all on there. It's going to be beautiful. Oh, I love it. It's so nice when a project comes all together like this. And it's not hard. I didn't think this was a hard project. I'm hoping you didn't either. I think it's just a bit time consuming. And sometimes it's hard to get the time to do it. So remember, we don't want leftover projects sitting around unfinished, because that happens, doesn't it? Sometimes you just don't get the time to do them, or sometimes they're too challenging and you put it down, you're like, oh, I gotta wait, I gotta do this later on. And that's fine too, but it's nice to be able to finish them up. So do your very best to try and finish them all. Now when you are single crocheting this chain, take your time. Make sure the chain doesn't twist as you're going along. I keep trying to adjust it so that you're working the same side of the chain the whole time. All right, so you don't want it to be all crooked when you go to put your letters on there, okay? So just keep this chain on the left here going nice and straight. It does want to curl. It wants to curl just like the one on the right. So it's just the nature of the beast. Okay, so keep working on your chain letter here, making it the right size. Take your time. You want these stitches to be tight and all the same. They want to look all the same, okay? Because when you lay it out, you want your lettering to look the same, okay? Take your time with it, enjoy it, have fun with it, and I will see you next time. Thank you, and have a joyful day.